What's going on, gamers? We got an interesting video to cover here, and the topic is going to be Summer Games Fest, Steam, and PlayStation in hypocrisy. And what do I mean by that? Well, let's talk about all the times that Steam fanboys or PC fanboys, and maybe you could even say Xbox fanboys if you want, complained about Sony money having games. But the funny thing I find about that is, as much as they said that, because it used to be when they money had it, it was not even coming to PC, right? It used to be you didn't have PlayStation exclusives. You got now PlayStation and PC when it comes to money having. We saw that with China games and all that, and then you got PlayStation and PC with first party until they took that back now, but you're still getting some of their multiplayer games and online games. The funny thing is when Steam does it though, nobody was complaining about anything in that spectrum, and hypocrites were not called out. And we're going to do that today because they consistently keep money adding, but they're not giving you any of their exclusives, and it's only on PC. Let's start off right here with Aion 2. Ready to take the skies. Aion 2, a new MMORPG, launches on PC September 2026. Wishlist now on Steam, right? It's like, you think console gamers don't want this game? Right? Let's turn it down a little bit. You think this game should be on PlayStation 5. Aion 2 actually looks like a good game, right? Let's not be naive here. But the interesting thing here is Sony does not have this coming to their consoles. And it's like, it should though. They're also working with NCSoft on the Horizon game. Remember what happened with that? What I kind of find weird, that wouldn't be coming to PlayStation. Certain things I'm saying they allow. So if you guys haven't checked this game out, I mean, you kind of get an idea. If you didn't play Aion 1, Aion is a good game. Had good PvP, insane grind though. But the funny thing is if we get to the end of this trailer, like I said, guys, you can fly in this game and everything. Let's take a look at what it's announced for. Steam. You see that? It's not coming to PlayStation, so that means that's a PC exclusive. But it's not developed by Steam. It's not like they were making games yearly to give themselves exclusives, though they've done that before, but it's been a long time. Sony was consistently funding third-party projects that came to PC. Steam's not funding third-party projects that come to consoles. And Steam is not making first-party games, meaning on their platform to eventually share with PlayStation. But PlayStation has done this, though. This is the funny thing that I kind of find about people over on that side, where it's like, you're kind of not being intelligent at all by not realizing that you're being a huge hypocrite. Valve has been attacked for monopolizing. Actually, there's been some stuff on that lately. And that's the thing that I'm talking about. Like, so Aion 2 is a perfect example of what we're talking about. You ready? Because we're not done here. We're going to go down and just give people ideas here where it's like, wait, hold on. What are you talking about? You saw the Saw game? It's a 3v1 game, right? We know Saw is a huge series. People love the Saw franchise, right? Billy the Puppet came at Summer Games Fest, right? And this is a game where you think about Dead by Daylight or certain other games. It had a huge base on PlayStation. They showed off the game. But when we get to the end here, we kind of get an idea. Let's see. What is it coming for?
The spiral.
Wishlist what? 3v1 multiplayer horror game. Wishlist now on Steam. Let me get off the screen for you so you can see it real quick. You see that? Wishlist now on Steam. Sign up for the closed alpha. Even some games that are also still coming to Steam that are coming to other consoles, you can get early access on there because they're paying for that. You mean to tell me that's not monopolizing? Are we going to be fraudulent about that? Are they not money hatting too? Have they not been money hatting indies and other games for years? But yeah, I find it funny the grift against PlayStation because PlayStation money hats too much because they were winning at that game and are beating Steam in third-party support, funding, and third-party revenue overall. The industry grew the most third-party wise historically with PlayStation since they came in. Obviously, Nintendo was funding majorly before, along with Sega, because there was no PlayStation until PlayStation came with PS1. It's not an argument, right? So we see right here, Saw Genesis is only on Steam. Aion 2 is only on Steam. But we've seen other games too that were only on there because Valve is monopolizing, and they've been monopolizing. But how are you going to have the mentality to complain about PlayStation when you're not sharing any games, but yet they share their money having and having it on PC day one because they want to make developers more money? So it's interesting, isn't it? So Epic was kind of right in certain senses about Valve. It's not like Valve is bad for creating a platform where people can grow on. No, that does happen too. But then at the same time, you think that they don't have monopolizing deals in place. Oh, they've been doing it. So how is PlayStation the villain here? I'm trying to ask you that. But yet they still get first-party games, share their first-party games on Steam, and even share games like Helldivers on Xbox. You see, the hypocrisy here needs to be called out. It's terrible. And then when PlayStation removed their games, oh, we don't need them and all of this and that. And it's like, oh no, you want some of those games that are coming out. You want to play Marvel's Wolverine. You want to play that new God of War. I don't want to hear that other crap. You're going to want to play Spider-Man 3. You're going to want to play Venom. You're going to want to play GTA. That's not an exclusive, but you would have wished that would have been PC day one. That's not PlayStation, but it's still like, it's there though, and it's not coming to PC for a while. You're going to want to play Last of Us Part 3. You're going to want to play Next Gen Infamous Remake, God of War Trilogy Remake with Kratos, the next Kratos game. You see what I mean? You're going to want to play Uncharted Remake if they do that, or if they do a Next Gen Uncharted. You're going to want to play anything Insomniac does after when they have other Marvel IPs, or if they start doing other X-Men games. Sony has the license to X-Men. So nobody can do anything with it. You see, you're going to want the next Ghost game. You're going to want what Astrobot team is making next. They might be making a next-gen Sly Scooper. You're going to want Gran Turismo 8. See, there's a lot of games, and there's other games that I haven't even talked about that you're going to want. But the point here is that you've been playing that game for a while. So there it goes right there again. It's another example, right? Here goes. Here's this game right here. It's 1666, right? It's kind of like has a survival horror tone to it. But let's go to the end of the trailer here at the Game Awards, right? Who knows how this game could be? Ah, look at that. Steam and Epic Store. It's not coming to PlayStation. And if you go down, you'll find some other games. Let's see, The Last Harbor, right? Here's another game right here, right? Let's see. Though, you know, it doesn't look like this game could take the world by storm, but guess what, though? It's only on Steam. How interesting is it for me to make it clear, like I said before, that all platforms have done this. It used to be only on Xbox, but they can't do that anymore. So that's the only platform left doing that, and that's why they're the only ones begging for that. But if Valve drops Half-Life 3, that's only going to be on Steam. You see what I'm saying? And then you got games that maybe other people may want to play, it's only coming to Steam. And there's those other games too that are announced that are only coming to Steam. And if you look at some of the indie games showcased after that, there's games coming there. So don't give me this crap only on Nintendo. Don't give me this crap only on PlayStation when we know this was always the game and Steam was doing this for years to get in the position it's been in. But the hypocrisy is real because nobody was calling it out in the correct manner because they weren't paying attention to some of these games. And it's like, yeah, but it was happening the whole time. And it's continuing to happen, and it's right there on Summer Game Show Fest where you can get the biggest advertising for the biggest game show fest of all time. You see? And they're trying to get as many games and shovelware on Steam only as much as possible. And you're sitting here telling me that somehow if Sony's doing it, that's the only, it's terrible, and Nintendo's not sharing their games. Oh my God, they got to go get their device. What about if you got to go get an overpriced damn PC in this world today? Where RAM being $300, $400 and something dollars, and GPUs going up 300%. Everything going up, right? But if you want to get to Steam, you got to do that. Or what? You want to pay for a $1,200 Steam machine overpriced? It has PlayStation 5 specs that are $600 that people are complaining about, which I don't blame you for complaining about that. PS5 Pro, $900, blowing away the Steam machine when it comes to comparisons. But yeah, Valve's giving you that overpriced Monopoly console and Steam Deck at $949, $1,000. And you got to overpay for PCs, right? Hey, and if you want to go Mac, hey man, those are expensive too. But the point here is that how do you have any room to talk? And we've talked about this before. When you look at all the things lately, it really does not make any sense to sit here and try to act like because you're on Steam, there's something good going on and they help the gaming industry and the best and all this. Man, get out of here with that crap. PlayStation funds the third-party industry and helps the industry the most in that field. Nintendo helps out when it comes to being the most creative, innovative, saving the gaming industry, and giving you the best that you can possibly imagine because they're the best first-party developers, meaning that you give the best. After that, it's Capcom. I mean, because Capcom, Capcom is just like, they're never missing, but they never had hardware to sell though, so that you could have the install base to grow. And now Capcom has grown significantly on PC as of lately, but they're now coming on Nintendo heavy. You saw Monster Hunter Wilds now got announced for the Switch too. You've seen it. Resident Evil Code Veronica remake got announced for Switch 2. Resident Evil 9 is there. Then they put the Resident Evil 6, 7, and 8 or whatever on there. And I guarantee you, you're gonna see RE4 remake coming with the RE2 and all that, because they need that. You know what I mean? It's like, why would you not want to fund Capcom? So yeah, Capcom is going to continue to keep growing because now they have the Switch 2 to grow on. Pragmata was on there, along with the growth you got on Steam, because somebody needs to carry the weight of the fall off of Xbox too, and Nintendo's going to do that and even more. Plus, they sell a lot in Japan. So this video is specifically about this, like the hypocrisy of PC fanboys or Steam fanboys, and how they're full of it by trying to make it seem like you want to complain about Sony money hiding. I've seen people do it in the Xbox world, but maybe they didn't have this point of view of what I'm talking about right now. It's not coming to Xbox. Oh, but guess what? We could get the Steam app. Oh, no, no, I don't want to hear that. Look, the only way to get the Steam app is if you kill your console and become a OEM optional PC that's overpriced. You can't play your game anymore. Now you have to go and put the needle in the arm from Steam. But then your exclusive identity it can't be there. Do you see Steam coming to PlayStation? You kind of get what I mean, because it's like Steam saying, now I need PlayStation. But Steam is coming to Xbox because it's going to be a PC, and Steam is on Windows. So there is no avoiding that. It's not that Steam needs Xbox. No, it's Xbox needs Steam. And I'm going to get probably 100% of the profit for you to get my library. Otherwise, you ain't going to even get those PlayStation games. You see? So you could have the idea of people trying to team up in that perspective to try to make it seem like you hate exclusives, but you're supporting a platform that's money hiding. You're hypocrites. You're not making any sense to me. Is this really understood? Do you understand what AGN is actually saying here? How are you supporting a platform that monopolizes and does the same thing, but yet only the consoles are, yeah, because you want to know why? Because they're winning. And Steam is not beating Nintendo, and they're not beating PlayStation. They're number one and number two, and back and forth. And they have been for the longest, and the gaming industry has always revolved around them. And at a point with Sega being somewhat part of that, though Sega could never beat Nintendo, and they couldn't beat PlayStation, but they still were incredibly important. As we see, they've been cooking lately, and I love seeing them come up. That's good. But the point here is that if anybody wants to support their platform, they're going to have third party, second party, and first party identity exclusives. And that this is the way the industry has always worked. But when something that you represent is losing, then you want to try to gaslight and make it seem like it's only happening over there, and all they do is money hat. So it seems like they're money hatting better than you, because the games that Sony money hats are games that you really wish you could have. And if Steam's money hats with all of that, then you wouldn't even be complaining about Sony hats. No, Sony's better at money hatting. They're beating you at the same game that you're playing. And Nintendo's not sharing their first party because they have the most powerful first party in the world. They always have. And the biggest franchises in the world come from them, only on their device. You'll have a game like Animal Crossing sell 50 million, Mario Kart 75, 80 million, and you got third-party games or games coming from Xbox trying to go across all platforms for multiple generations, and Nintendo still outsells them on one platform. That's how powerful their first party is. That's how powerful exclusives can be if you're that good at the game and you know what you're doing. But because what I represent doesn't have it, I want to beat that down and try to make it seem like I want to sneak their games over to where I'm at so I can pirate them or have them in my world and lord it over their face, disrespect them, though I have the game because they created it. This is a problem. Infantile mentality, an unintelligent mentality with no sense of honor and dignity. And I want to act like, oh, I can put this now at these specifications and mod it, so it's better on PC. The only reason you have the game is because they created it. But if there was no exclusive identity, then there was no Nintendo games, because they wouldn't be doing that. That's not the way they play the game, so then it doesn't exist. And then that battle doesn't exist, and Sony doesn't come in because they came in because of Nintendo saving gaming. And they tried to make a console with them. Do you remember that? You see how things spawn out of their window? Same thing with handheld worlds. And why you even have a Steam Deck and all the other stuff, and why Xbox can make handhelds, why PlayStation portables exist, why PlayStation is going to make a handheld. It's like you have to look at all these things and see, because of these exclusive representations, and because I was able to sell 150-something million Switches, which was a handheld type aspect, I was able to sell 154 million DSs, exclusives only, and I was that powerful. It's always the exclusive identity that makes things sell up to a degree that you couldn't even imagine. Apple selling hundreds of millions of iPhones every year. YouTube dominating everything, exclusive identity. Windows had a billion sales, probably lifetime or more. Nvidia dominating insanely, exclusive only. That's what I'm saying. To really grift against that, to me, is not intelligent, because it just shows that if you keep on looking, you're going to find a window with hypocrisy and say, you sure you want to represent Steam? Watch this. Half-Life 3 is going to be only on Steam. Like, these games are only on Steam, and they've been doing this for years nonstop. It's just that most people with mainstream mentalities don't notice these type of games. But now it's starting to come in front of their face. Aion starting to make it clear that, you see what I'm saying? What are you doing that's any different? You don't even run a console, and when you do, you're overpricing the hell out of it because this market sucks, sure, but you couldn't even never sell no console for 100 million and make a handheld to hit 100 million. You still don't come even more close to them historically. When we look at the lifetime resume, let's go all the way back to 1980s with Nintendo and look at Nintendo all the way up to 2026. Do you know how much they've done for the gaming industry, hardware and software wise, and inspiration, and opening up doors and windows? Same thing for PlayStation. Let's look at Steam from the beginning to the end historically. Yeah, you see, it's no competition because this is totality comparison. And I'm saying what you published, what you developed, and what you funded. You want to add in money hat? Sure, go ahead. But if we really want to play this game, let's be real here. The hypocrisy needs to stop. But is it going to? No, because you really can't have content without people trying to be hypocrites in a way. That's just the way this game works. So let me know what you guys think. Become a member. Leave a tip down below. Like, comment, subscribe. Just had to let you guys know. Hey, you see what I'm saying? And the proof is right there. Later.